Good. All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Matt Wade. I'm here to talk to you about chatbots. If you do not want to learn about Azure-AI, machine learning, chatbot technology, now is the time to leave. You will not hurt my feelings. I'm an Office 365 MVP, and I am also a chatbot guy, an AI guy in Azure. If you may not know me, but you may know some of my work, actually. I'm kind of known as the infographics guy. If you've ever seen the periodic table of Office 365, that's me and a colleague of mine out in Denmark. If you have not seen this before, check it out. It will help you with adoption internally in an Office 365 world. But today we are not talking about Office 365, we are talking about chatbots. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build you a bot live in front of you. It's going to be an FAQ bot, frequently asked questions bot, and then I'm going to talk to you about some of the best practices and why an FAQ bot is not good enough. And I'll show you exactly some of the reasons why you might want to move forward with a more hardcore and automated task-based bot. All right, so first, I'm going to run you through what the Azure portal looks like. If you're not familiar with using the Azure portal, you're going to go to portal.azure.com. It is stupid easy to create a bot these days. It's even easier to connect it to QnA Maker, which is the tool you're going to use for the FAQ. This is the Azure portal. When you log in with your username and password, you will have to have a subscription. Azure's subscription model is based on consumption. This stuff is extremely cheap, like dollars per month maybe, based on how much consumption you're going to use, so we can try that out. After we get in there, we're going to deploy a bot. We're going to use the standard web app bot, and we're going to use the QnA, the FAQ bot. Today we're going to be using SDK 3.0. SDK 4 came out, went GA just yesterday. So I'm going to show it to you how 3 works, but there's plenty of documentation to play with 4. I just don't really want to test the GA-ness, I guess, of the new system to make sure that this will work in front of you. I do plan to show this to you live, so I want to make sure that it will work, because I am not tempting any demo gods that I do not need to tempt. So after you create your bot, you start your bot or provision your bot, you're going to create it. So you can use the builder. So there's actually an emulator built right into Azure, or you can open it up in Visual Studio. I will give you fair warning. I am not a developer. I'm not a coder. I don't program. I haven't seen Visual Studio since I was in college. But I'm going to show you how to create a bot basically code-free this way. Let's see. So these are a couple of things you'll need potentially going forward. These slides are available to you afterwards, so you can kind of take a look. Whoops. Let's go back one. After you build your bot and you have provisioned it, made it useful, you're going to test it out. There is an emulator inside Azure that will let you try out your bot, see what it says. If you went with it as a standard bot that does nothing to start with, it'll actually just echo you. That's how it starts. We're going to be building an FAQ bot, though, so we'll actually hook up to a resource that has some information. So you can go through the bot dashboard and do some testing in web chat. You could also surface your bot elsewhere. There are a lot of different pieces of software that Azure can connect to, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. Lastly, we're going to connect to QnA Maker. So QnA Maker is an Azure service. It's a cognitive service that's kind of a search engine on steroids. So the way it works is that the bot passes off a question or comment to QnA Maker. QnA Maker comes back with an answer if it recognizes the input. If it doesn't recognize the input, no answer is provided, and the bot will eventually say, I'm not sure what you said, I don't know the answer to that question. Okay? I have some best practices in here. There'll also be some good resources at the end of this session. Again, all those links will be on the slides, which are available in your app. So let's build a bot. So I'm going to jump into the Azure portal. And let's see if I can, so Azure portal.azure.com, and I will zoom in so you can all see it. There we go. You can actually do this out in a demo if you want. Right now, you'll see it tells me I have certain credits remaining. You start out with $150, I think, so you can do this all for free to start, okay? So I'm going to go to create a resource. I am going to scroll down to the AI machine learning. You'll see that the web bot is here. There are a lot of other cool features in here. If you're not familiar with Azure Cognitive Services, there are a lot of things you can be doing in here that are machine learning and just smart computing technology. But I'm going to click on the web app bot. It will load up my options. I'm going to name my bot. So let's call it Matt Wade Bot. It's going to do a quick search to make sure that my name isn't taken, which would be preferable if it's not. And then there's a bunch of options here. For the time being, I'm going to go with the default for everything except for the bot template. The bot template that I'm going to choose, I'm going to stick with the version 3 of the SDK just because I don't want to drive onto a road blind right now, and I'm going to go with the question and answer bot. I'm going to select that, and I am going to click create. So my bot right now is provisioning. You'll actually see in a second, you'll get those little the dots just going to the right here. I actually get a notification saying that it's provisioning, and it will let me know in a minute when it's not, or when it's done. Usually takes like 2 minutes or so, so I'm going to jump over real quick to what QnA Maker is. So if you go to QnA Maker, Q, letter N, A, maker.ai, it is an Azure service. You do have to set up each QnA Maker instance yourself, but what it has in here is knowledge bases, okay? Just like you would have like in an IT remedy system, something like that. It does take a second to load, but you can have up to 3 KBs for free, okay? After that, you have to pay per KB, and I believe that there's a charge like 0.01 cents or something per call. But as an example, I am going to pull up a KB that I use for some Office 365 help, right? When should I use SharePoint? Why would I use OneDrive? What is Microsoft Flow? Things like that. So the UI for QnA Maker is extremely easy. You'll see that this right here shows different phrasings of the same question, all with the same answer. So this is a vetted piece of information. You can type this in yourself in this UI, or you can upload an Excel spreadsheet, which actually is a really good way to have some change control over that, because you can export 2 columns as a tab separated value, TSV file, but keep other columns in there as like who owns this information, who made the last change, what was the approval process of doing so. And your bot, every time you make an update here and train it, it is going to be live. The hard part of building your bot is building your knowledge base, right? So that's the portion of it that's going to take content creation. It's kind of like SharePoint. Yep, the easy part is providing SharePoint to somebody. The hard part is putting good content into SharePoint. So I have to get some information about this KB to provide to the new bot that I built. So I'm going to publish this. You'll see that it provides me with some keys here and some host names that I have to drop into my bot. Now you'll see my bot here has been provisioned, so I can go into my bot. If I click on the Go to Resource button, it's going to bring up all the information about my bot. If I scroll down, I can go into Application Settings, and I can start inputting this information. So I'm going to need all the QnA Maker information, and they are all right here. So the author key, for example, or the auth key is right here. So I will paste these in live in front of you. This is super exciting stuff. My host name, and this is all stuff that they just provide for you. And then the knowledge base ID itself. So this is my one-time authorization that I basically have to give my bot. So you see my bot is updating. And I have an option right here called Test in Web Chat, so I'm going to click that. My bot is now alive. My bot can do things, okay? My bot has been born. So I'm going to go through and try some things in here. So what I have provided in here data-wise, if I go back to my knowledge base, you'll see some of the information I provided. What is Microsoft Teams? Can I invite a guest to Teams? You know, general O365 related stuff. So there's some questions in here I have about SharePoint. So let's say I want to say, you know, just actually hello. We have found, I work for a third-party app that provides a layer on top of the Azure App Bot services. And one thing that we have found is that in uses here, a lot of people will always do a virtual knock to say hello. Are you real? Are you there? What is this? So do have some sort of conversational response. So I said hi there, and the bot responds with sort of an introduction like, hey, this is who I am, this is what I do. So let's say, what's the difference between SharePoint and OneDrive? The bot's going to pull this now from its database. So here's some, you know, quick answer. I definitely push best practice of try to keep people in the experience. So provide a TLDR here, what the answer is that you're trying to give out. But provide a link to the source. So for example, here's a link to an infographic that tells you more about SharePoint. right? Why SharePoint is this, why OneDrive is that, how you should work with them, that kind of thing. But let's say I want to find out a little bit more about this, and let's go with, is there a file size limit in OneDrive? Yeah, there is actually. It's 15 gigabytes, and let's say in this tenant, SharePoint has a site size limit. Can I share a file? Whoop. Yes, I can. And this actually links to the new Office 365 training site that Microsoft recently rolled out. So this just brings up their pre-written resources here, so you don't have to build this all for yourself. You can kind of repurpose some of the information that's out there. And let's say, one more question. Sharing with external users. So you'll see that the files can be shared externally, and there's the resources on how to do it. One cool thing about QnA Maker I did not point out because I wrote these myself. You can actually have it use an existing website, an FAQ site. I saw a demo earlier. Somebody took the Ignite FAQ, and it just basically takes it, and if it sees a header, that's the question, and if it sees the answer after that in normal font, that's actually the answer. You still want to go through and write it a little bit better so it's conversational. It's not just like, Encyclopedia Britannica just responded to you, because that's not really helpful to a human being. So you want to keep that in mind. So let's jump back. That was in a 20-minute session where I said I was going to build a bot in 10 minutes. I built the bot in 6. Now, granted, the time-consuming part here is building the KB, but as you add to it, it's really, really, really handy. So let's talk a little bit about best practices and architecture. So a good bot really stands on 3 legs. We talked about one of those legs, all right? That's the knowledge aspect. But a bot also needs to be able to understand commands and then act on those commands, all right? So in Azure, you're looking at, we have bot services for, what? There we go. So we have bot services for the foundation. You're building with bot framework. The understanding portion is coming from Lewis, which is Azure's language understanding intelligence service, and the knowledge is coming from QnA Maker. The doing portion of it is coming from custom coding for you guys. So you'd be coding in Node or C#. I'll show you some demos in a second with one of the no-code chatbot options out there that actually connects to Microsoft Flow. So it's actually a no-code bot solution. But the big thing I want to take away here is, yes, I just spent 8 minutes, 6 minutes, whatever, building an FAQ bot, but don't fall in the trap of just doing an FAQ bot. If your colleagues, because remember, this is supposed to replace work and knowledge management aspects of an organization. FAQ isn't good enough. A colleague of yours is not worth their weight if they just know stuff. They have to be able to do stuff too, right? So keep that in mind. You do want to find business automation processes that you can automate, do stuff like that. And then you want to make sure that the people can get to your bot. So you have 2 different ways to surface your bot. One is authenticated. This would be internal. They know who you are. You log into it using your Office 365 account. The other will be external. I'll talk about that in a second. Microsoft Teams right now is the native home to Azure chatbots. Once you have your bot done, you provision it successfully, you will publish it, and then you'll sideload it into Microsoft Teams, and you'll make it available to your colleagues. Now, given the fact that I realize Teams is getting very popular, I love Teams a lot, but I realize that not everybody uses Teams yet. You can also use direct line to surface your bot in SharePoint, in an intranet, in any other website, in an app even. So this is how you can get some access that way. And then for the external, this is when you're talking about an anonymous IP, okay? Just any random person going to your public-facing website, asking a question, trying to find out some tech support help, that kind of thing. You can service it on your website. You can service it through social media. I think Messenger and Twitter are built-in channels within Azure, and then direct line can get you into an app. So if you have an app for your organization, you can have your chatbot available in your app. Okay, any questions? Does this all make sense so far? Yeah.
Sometimes we also have questions that require a little bit of interaction, like follow-up questions.
Sure. So I'm going to show you that right now. The question was, QnA Maker is just an answer process, right? What happens if I have to do some back and forth? So I'm going to show you a demo real quick. I will give you, let's see, fair warning that this is a video. And I only do that not because I'm trying to be misleading or anything, but because I don't want to test those demogons, and it's also easier to run these things from a video. But let's say I'm in an IT organization and I have a question. I can go to my intranet site, right? So you can have a beautiful new communication site in SharePoint and do that kind of thing. Lots of information. I don't feel like looking it up. I'm a lazy user or just need a quick answer, but hey, there's this other option down here to talk to a chatbot. So I can ask the bot, that thing that almost everybody has to ask at some point, how do I connect to a network printer, right? So the bot's going to come back, and it's not just going to tell you how to connect to a printer, it's going to give you options and tell you where the printers are. Okay, that's the way we set this one up. So it's asking me what type of printer, black and white, color, or it doesn't matter. It's then using Microsoft Graph to say, hey, I think I know where you work. Do you want to print in that building where you work? So hey, Bill, you're in the New York office. Do you want to print there, or are you traveling? So I'm going to say I'm in the New York office. It's now going to query some responses based on where I am. So in the background here, I can show you in a second, I have a full list of all the printers in a SharePoint list. It's just a SharePoint list, no coding here. It's doing a query to figure out which floors in my building have printers that are color, because I already answered that question. And then it's going to provide me those printers. It's going to tell me what name it is, what type it is, and what floor it's on. Sorry, I went with black and white, not color. So these are the two that are available. Then it's going to provide me the instructions, okay? So this is the TLDR of adding a printer in Windows 10. But if I don't know really how that works, I can click the link and it can bring me to the Windows 10 help screen. So I'm going to go back, and after a minute, the bot's going to check in and say, hey, were you able to actually get somewhere with that? And I'm going to say, yeah, I was. Had I not been able to do that, it could ask me for some information about what happened. What error did I see? What didn't work correctly? You know, that kind of thing. So I'm all done. It says, hey, that's great. I'm so happy to help you out. Give you a nice little farewell in the end. All while in the background, this was actually connected to ServiceNow. So how many of you are using ServiceNow in your organization? Okay. So this tool, we built this one with AtBot using Microsoft Flow. So out of the box, I was able to connect to ServiceNow. The first step in this process was open a ServiceNow ticket. Because even if this is automated and it gets done with the bot, you should still have the metrics. If not just for the data analysis, but to get credit for the fact that you automated everything that you just did, right? So you'll see that based on this skill, it knows that it's a network printer issue. But it worked out in the end, so the updates say that it's closed. Had it not been closed correctly, I could have easily had it upgraded to go to a human, so tier 2, essentially. Everybody see this as a reasonable use case for you? I think IT tech support is definitely number one. Another one that I like to point out here too is one with the expense reporting. How many of you use Concur? Yeah, these are very popular. How many like to use Concur? Right, so I'm going to show you real quick an example here where I can go into my bot and I can say, I spent, let's see, looks like $6.23 on lunch today. I can send that to my bot. You'll see my bot is coming up. And how much did your purchase cost? I did not use a $sign, so that's my bad. I should have. It would have been smart enough if I used the $sign. So it's pulling a question in for me, and it says, great, hey, I filed this away as lunch, so it sees it knows it's lunch because I used that term. One last thing, can I take a picture of the receipt so I can upload it? And if iOS will respond to me, that would be great. Isn't it great when it's not the bot that's screwing up, it's iOS? Well, let's see. So, regardless, that actually ends up going into a SharePoint list and it gets saved there. Oh, there we go. I think that's actually Teams. So I'm going to take a picture. Going to say done. It's going to ask me what size I want it to be. I'll send it. And it actually gets uploaded into SharePoint. So it'll come back and say, here's where the result went. So in the background, you can easily have it be such that it goes through some sort of approval process, you know, that kind of thing. In the background, which I'll show you in a second, I'm using Microsoft Flow for this. You'll see a response there. And let me send this over to this one. So I'm going to edit flow. So you'll see here, this is the flow. So this is where the back and forth comes from for us. So we made this into a no-code solution. You can see this is the text that I actually sent. Thanks, given name. This is pulling from the Office graph. I filed your expense as such and such, which is pulling from some smart entities in the language processing. Get a response, which was getting the photo, I believe is what this was. One last thing, take that photo, and then it's uploading the receipt through SharePoint. This is all using no code, and SharePoint has it saved into this site, this library. This is the name of the file, and the information gets updated for the file level underneath in this SharePoint item. So you'll see the ID gets a name, the title, the date, and the cost. And that's all in a SharePoint list. You could easily put that into an Excel spreadsheet if you happen to use that, or if you're using Concur or some other third-party app, you can easily connect to it if it has an API. Any custom connector in Flow will be able to connect to that thing and do the stuff. So the big thing here is that you walk away not having to know where to go for all this stuff. It just works, and you just tell it to do what you need to do. So that's about all the time that I have. Some of the really important resources for you to keep track of here. The documentation for how I did with this today, although this is an SDK 4, because you'll want to move forward with that. Creating a QnA bot. Some good info, introductory stuff for video. Some stuff on how I understood the language. Best practices, I read a lot about that for QnA Maker. How to get it into SharePoint, all that stuff. And remember, this stuff is on the Ignite app. And I also just tweeted it out and put it on LinkedIn, so feel free to do that. And I will open it up for questions, because I have a couple minutes. Yeah? Sure, so the question is, do you have to use the QnA Maker knowledge base, or can you connect to an external party? Could use a SharePoint list if you want. You can ping some existing KB, so if you happen to have a KB in your IT remedy system, you can ping that. Just remember, though, that it's not probably going to be written conversationally. It's probably a technical document for the people that actually answer those questions. So there is going to be some element of use your brain to be creative to make it seem like a person is talking to that person on the user end, okay? You can connect to, again, pretty much anything with an API. So, yep.
Does it also do NLP stuff like named entity recognition? So like I have like sent an email to my colleague about the API thing or something.
Yep. So the question was, what about NLP, natural language processing? And the answer is, I actually used it in this, I just didn't have time to talk about it. So the fact that I said I spent 632 on lunch today, that was the natural language processing, identifying the entities in LUIS, which is the Language Understanding Intelligence Service, remember? That stuff can all be extracted from it, and you can actually, this product provides the opportunity to force the asking of the question of what do you want to do first. So let's say I had set up a meeting with so-and-so with John tomorrow at 3 in the main conference room to talk about the budget. That's 4 pieces of information that I need, and if I don't have it, no good, right? So you can actually set it up so that you won't even move forward with kicking off the process of sending an invite out or reserving anything until you get those 4 things. So those entities are built into LUIS. They're pretty easy to use. Again, I don't develop, and I find it reasonably user-friendly. And for the AtBot product, you can put that forced request at the beginning. Any other questions? Yeah, speak loudly.
Yeah. Can you surface and Skype for business?
Can you surface and Skype for business? I believe, I'm almost positive you can, yes. Yep. Anything else? Yeah.
Is there a way to see the questions that people asked that didn't really match anything, or that was let down a little bit?
Sure. So the question is there a way to see the questions that don't get answered because somebody asked something the bot doesn't know? So out of the box, the way that Azure Bot Services works, there is not. The AdBot product does have an ability to catch any comment that comes in, and not without coding at least. But the AdBot product will allow you to catch anything that comes in that hits you with what's called the default message, which is essentially the I'm not sure what you want to do. And it will send a ping to whoever owns the bot and says, hey, this person asked this question. It's good sometimes. We have a bot on our homepage. I'd say about 20% of the ones that ping us and say, I didn't know the answer to this, can you answer it? We're good. The other ones were, I don't know what people are doing at 3 in the morning with a lot of swear words. And somebody really hates a woman named Julia. We're not quite sure, you know, so there's a way to do it definitely. Yes? Say that again? Yeah, so actually the details of that flow, the question was seeing details of the flow. If you go to the AtBot YouTube page, I have a 25-minute step-by-step how we made this explainer. Yeah. Anything else? Because I'm over time. Oh, go ahead. How does QnA handle what?
How does it handle spelling mistakes? Did it already
do it? Yeah. Right. Yeah. So the question was, how does QnA Maker deal with typos, misspellings, bad phrasing, stuff like that? It's actually smarter than I ever would have thought. Using the phrase like, how much vacation time can I roll over, or can I roll vacation time over? That's two very different ways to say the same thing, and it's very easy to like mix those two up. It's smart enough to know that. I'm not going to give you a technical or quantitative answer, but so far I think it's pretty good. Maybe, you know, pretty good. So, yeah. Anything else? I am more than happy to stay up here. Feel free to come up, chat. I will talk about this stuff for hours. And thank you very much for coming by, and enjoy the rest of your session.